Let's look beneath the headline market and examine what the internal data is telling us. The clearest signal this week is continued deterioration in market participation. On July 24th, 38% of NGX stocks were above their 10-week moving average. 3 weeks later, that number has fallen to just 24%. The 30-week measure tells a similar story, declining from 51% to 36%. That's a significant contraction in the number of stocks participating in the market. The 80 differential is confirming the weakness. After recording plus 19 on July 24th, the market has produced 3 consecutive negative readings, minus 24, minus 37, and minus 33. So breadth deterioration is not isolated to a single week. But there is an interesting countersignal in the volume data. Total market volume increased from 5.36 billion shares last week to 8.11 billion this week. At the same time, the UV ratio increased sharply from 54% to 78%. And despite the weak breadth numbers, our volume thrust remains strong bullish. So we have an important divergence. Participation is contracting, while volume activity and upside volume participation have strengthened. However, the market has not translated that volume strength into broader participation. Net new highs are still at 0, while the market health score remains weak. That leaves us with a market that is best described as weak and selective. The takeaway for traders is straightforward. Don't confuse strong volume with broad market strength. Until participation begins to expand, particularly the percentage of stocks reclaiming their 10-week and 30-week moving averages, the evidence still argues for selectivity and capital preservation. The opportunity is not necessarily absent. But in this type of market, we want to identify the stocks and sectors demonstrating relative strength and genuine leadership, rather than assuming the broader market is healthy. Know your role. Play it to a T. If you'd like to stay ahead of the crowd by following what the market is doing beneath the surface, not just where the index closes, be sure to subscribe and join us again next week. This is Data Vesting, trading with science, not emotions.